UCN was live on the scene at Olvera Street, El Paseo Inn. It's Mexican style, October 18th. Gennady Golovkin takes on Marco Antonio Rubio. Here's our chat with K2's managing director, Tom Loeffler. Steve Kim for UCN, and we're here at Olvera Street, the El Paseo, with Tom Loeffler, managing director of K2, making the announcement. It will be mid-October, the return of Gennady Golovkin against Marco Antonio Rubio at the StubHub Center. Now, this is big. You wanted, for this particular fight, as a Horace Greeley once said, go west, young man. Talk about that decision.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had such a big response once we officially announced this fight for Gennady to come to Southern California, specifically in the Los Angeles area, and specifically against Marco Antonio Rubio. Everything really came together, and since we've announced it, it's been tremendous. We had a pre-sale start yesterday, and it's been the biggest pre-sale we've ever had for a Gennady fight, and we're really excited about it.
When it's all said and done, I know there was a disappointment over Sam Solomon kind of taking the backdoor route with Jermaine Taylor. Did Marco Antonio Rubio, when it was all said and done, work out better based on the fact this is a West Coast fight and you needed a Mexican?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, Gennady's got the exciting style where, regardless of who he is matched up against, he brings fireworks in the ring. But when you combine that with a style like Rubio, who's got 51 knockouts out of 59 wins, then you're guaranteed fireworks. And especially for this location at the StubHub Center in Southern California, it couldn't have been a better matchup.
Yeah, that was interesting as a ticket selling aspect. Going back to the fight in New York, July 26th against Danny Gill, I sensed a certain pushback from the boxing community. In other words, they didn't want you to succeed. Why do you think that was?
I think, you know, it's funny. Gennady's success has come so quickly, and it's a lot of hard work from our team, and mostly everything that we do behind the scenes, but especially what he does in the ring. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he was the first fighter since Miguel Cotto, since 2008, that headlined the big arena, the main arena at Madison Square Garden, and we had over 8,500 people in the arena, and it was an electric atmosphere, and it was really really successful, especially with the type of knockout that you know, the highlight reel knockout that he had over two-time world champion Daniel Gill. It was a great night.
Tom, I know that the Garden, once it turns to September and October, becomes a very, very difficult building to rent. Right. The specter or the potential or the possibility of going back to the small room at the theater, would you have looked at that as a step backward for Gennady?
Well, in order for it to be the most marketable fight, we wanted to really bring him, in this particular time, to the West Coast. So it just made sense. The StubHub Arena was available with Rubio as the opponent, agreeing to the fight. There were a lot of people that didn't agree to fight Gennady, and so I have to give Rubio a lot of credit, and his team. You know, Osvaldo Cucle, Robert Garcia. You know, there was no hesitation. Once the financial details were worked out, there was no hesitation for them to take the fight, and so we're excited about it.
Tom, Marco Antonio Rubio does have a belt, the WBC interim title. The question is that on the line on the night of October 18th?
And a lot of people ask me that, and it will be on the line, and the winner will become the official challenger to Miguel Cotto. And so even though Cotto didn't, he's a great champion, had a terrific performance against Sergio Martinez, and he's the WBC middleweight champion, it wasn't the right timing on his side to fight Gennady at this time. So, you know, the Rubio fight worked out really well. The interim title will be on the line. And we're just looking for bigger and better fights for Gennady.
Now, Tom, I don't want to play the role of cynic here, but I'm going to ask the question. The WBC has a way of changing their minds. Have you gotten an absolute assurance that if Gennady Golovkin wins the fight October 18th, you will be the mandatory for Miguel Cotto next?
Absolutely. We have the written sanction from the WBC, and that wasn't a prerequisite for the fight. It was just strategically, it made a lot of sense, specifically for Rubio.
Okay, and we're here with Tom Loeffler. If you want to tweet him, at Tom Loeffler1, he specifically wanted this here. The final question on the night of October 18th. You talked about the excitement and the buzz that's been caused early on with the pre-sale. We're about a month and a half, 2 months away from the fight. Do you anticipate a full sellout at the StubHub Center? You
know, it's hard to predict a sellout, but I can tell you it's the biggest response for any fight that we've gotten that Gennady's been involved in. And, you know, Gill was definitely a credible opponent, two-time world champion, beat Felix Sturm in Germany and Stieglitz, and the way Gennady had dominated Gill and rose to the occasion. But the response we've gotten for this fight with Rubio being such a well-known name, especially in the Mexican community and with the local fans here in Los Angeles. I mean, we couldn't be happier with the response that we've gotten so far.
All right, Tom, best of luck to you. All right, that's it. Steve Kimber, UCN, with Tom Loeffler of K2 Promotions.